All right, here we go. This is my last presentation with you of the today's special. I sure hope you get it. I can't think of a better way to improve the look of your property, of your garden, of your lawn, of your landscaping than with our Bell & Howell solar disc lights. First of all, why these? Well, they're exclusive here. You can't find them anywhere else. This is the latest and greatest version because these have the swivel, which means that you can angle them in any direction that you want, whether they're on a wall, whether they're on the ground, whether they're in the bushes, on your driveway, around your pool, uplighting and angling them towards your trees and bushes and branches. I love these things. They are ideal. Also, we have upgraded them from 8 LEDs up to 10 LEDs. It makes a huge difference in the amount of the light. They are tremendous. We dropped the price by $20. You see how many millions have already been sold? We dropped the price by $20 today. If you get a brand new H10 credit card, they'll only cost you a nickel. All right, you pay your shipping and handling, obviously, but you're only gonna cost you a nickel, 5 cents to buy these today because we're gonna give you $40 in your account. When you order today, you only need to know one thing. What color do I want, okay? They come in bronze, which is right here, there's 10, and there's those 10 cob LEDs, more than ever before. And remember, these swivel, they swivel so you can turn them in any direction. Red, which is right over here. I have them in black. This is stainless. They come in white, and they come in green. When you order them, you can get you will get the spikes to go with them so you can stake them into the ground if that's what you want to do. If you don't want to do that, you could just lay them flat. Just take it and lay it flat on the ground. So if you're putting it out on, on your grass, you could just pop it right out just like that, all right? All you need to do is turn the little button on in the back, and they're totally automatic, okay? No wires, no digging, no trenching, no timers, no electricity. Everything is charged by the sun during the day, automatically turns on at night. And I will tell you, the difference it makes in your property in a before and after is, I would say tenfold, it's 1,000-fold. If you've never tried them before, and these are your first set, you're getting the best set we carry. Let me introduce you to my good friend, Lou Caputo, standing by. Hey, Lou.
Hey, Guy. Yep, we're back again with these exclusive lights. I love saying that because you can't get these anywhere else out there. And you know what makes these so special is that Bell & Howell's done it again. This year, they added 2 extra lights to the set. They added 2 extra LEDs to each and every light, but the one thing that hasn't changed is the price, which I think is absolutely amazing considering how prices are going up on everything else. But you know, when you look at these, it's not just about the quantity, it's about the quality, okay? Meaning the LEDs that are inside of these are those surface mount diodes that I love to talk about these because this is such a huge advancement over the bulbs that we had just a few years ago. Each and every one of these little dots is a super powerful diode that is going to give you very bright light, but they use very little power, and they combine that with a really massive solar panel in the middle. I'm telling you, I am just obsessed with this red one. I love the color of this thing. I think it's absolutely fantastic. All the colors, no matter what you get, they are 304 stainless steel, so they're going to last a long time. One of the unique features of this is actually the stakes that they put on these now, because in order for this to swivel and to get the deflection that you can get to aim the light, they've got to have that cutout in the bottom, and you can actually go all the way around with that. So that's a unique feature that goes with these. But as you were mentioning, you can use them with the stake, flat on their back. You can mount them if you want on any vertical surface because we do have that keyhole in the back of this right there. But Guy, the real magic with these, and I always say this, is when the lights go down. I'm going to bring my lights down in the studio here just so you can see how incredible these look. When these lights turn off, if they turn off, there we go, boom. Look at how great these look. Look how much light comes off of these. And I love the fact that for the first time, we've got the 10 LEDs that we can aim anywhere we want. It's like having little spotlights, Guy, that you can put on anything and get that uplighting effect that we love. Look at that.
Lou and I discussed, and we've kind of joked about it before. It's like, hey, I get like having lights that point to the ground, kind of. I mean, if you want to light up your dirt or your gravel or whatever, but I think lighting up makes a little more sense. You can still see the light and angle it into any direction. So if you're walking on a path or up and down stairs, you can direct the lights. You can't do that with the regular disc lights. And I'm not poo-pooing them. I've got both sets. But I love the angle ones because you have the best of both worlds. You can lay them flat or you can angle them. They are flush enough to the ground that you don't have to worry if you're using your lawnmower out there. Just make sure they're tucked down. They only go up maybe about a ½ inch to 3/4 of an inch. Most lawnmowers, you're cutting your grass at about 2 to 3 inches, so you got plenty of clearance there. You can stake them into the ground or not. It's totally up to you. But, you know, I've said, and forgive me if I lose track of all my stories, but I said earlier, you know, I used to work in the restaurant business, and I'll tell you, for those of you that are just tuning in, I know our Facebook people are still with us, but there's some new people. I used to go, I worked in several restaurants, and I remember when I would walk into a restaurant for the first time, and I would get the impression from the owner, what do you think? And I'd say, it's great. I'm like, but why are there no candles on the tables? And I think it's one of the reasons I make candles. I love candles anyway. I really love light. I love how you can manipulate light. In certain ways to accent things, be it a restaurant inside. You know, if you go into a restaurant and you put candles on the table, all of a sudden you've turned it into a classy restaurant, right? A more romantic restaurant, a place that's more warm, inviting. That's exactly what this does. Think about your house. And I said it before. Let's say you come home from a long day's work. It's dark. Maybe you got an ugly spotlight, you know, up on top of your garage or something like that. And you look at your yard and all the pretty flowers, the statues, the shrubs, all that stuff is dark. It's a shadow. You can't see it. You can't even see your house, right? It just blends in with the nighttime. That's a pretty attractive thing to a burglar because the house is dark, right? Especially if you're on vacation. But if the house is lit up, and you get home, you're like, look at my beautiful home. Look at how my home reaches out to me and welcomes me back. Like, here, we got it, the lights are on, come on in, right? I know I'm being kind of cheesy and corny, but that's the truth. When I come home, like I did for my vacation, and I drove into my house at night, coming from Vermont, cold and snowy, and I'm down here in Florida, and the palm trees are all lit up with my disc lights, I'm like, look at how pretty my house is. You know, life is good. And for $39, if you can improve that one aspect of your home, of your environment, of your swimming pool, of your garden, of your walkway, your driveway, don't you think it's worth 39 bucks? I do. Listen, you only get one shot, right? On this planet. And if you can afford that, and I know not everybody can, but if you can't, by the way, get an HSN credit card. We'll give you 40 bucks. But if you can afford it, it will make such an impactful difference on how you feel about your property. You know, it's funny, I told Lou, a couple of days ago, I offered the picket fence no dig edging. And I looked at it, and I have edging that I didn't buy. I actually bought it at the home store. It's picket fencing, but you got it, they click together. They were all broken,
yeah,
and they were yellowing. So I bought the picket fence edging, which we'll have again in our other garden shows. Lou, yeah, I enjoyed putting that up so much that I actually sent pictures to Lou, right, Lou? I was like, Lou.
You did.
What
texted
did
them
I
to
say?
me yesterday.
I said, are you kidding me? How great does this look? It's the same with the lights, Lou. When you put them up, you look and you go, are you kidding me? I could have had this all that time.
Yeah.
Get it, you're gonna love it. Lou, let me just do colors back to you, okay?
Go ahead, man.
Bronze, right here, 10 of them. Red, and it's a really great red, right? This is called black, even though it's almost like a black stainless, you know what I'm saying. Regular stainless, white, which I only have a couple thousand left, and then it comes in this green. This is a good color. If you like that emerald color and you want to put it out in the grass and you don't want anybody to see it, I don't mind that you see it. I think it's kind of cool, but that's the other color. If you buy it today, it's $20 off. I said HSN credit card, you can get it for nothing, a nickel, because it's 40 bucks we're gonna give you. Doesn't even cost you a nickel. What am I saying? I wish you got a nickel back, but it'll be free for you except for shipping and handling. FlexPay is only $7.99. Don't talk yourself out of these, all right? 30 days to try them. If you put them out there and you're like, I don't like them, send them back. Not gonna hurt my feelings. I don't care. I want you to be happy. If you're not happy, you're not gonna continue to shop with us. So try it out. I said before, I bet you every single one of you is gonna love it. Who wouldn't love it, Lou? They're beautiful.
No, you're right. Well, but you know what? It's funny what you're saying. When you sent me those pictures yesterday of the no-dig edging, right? And I was looking at those. It's the same thing with these lights in the sense that you're getting maximum satisfaction with the least amount of effort possible. And that just makes it a fun project to do. It's easy, and you get all of this impact from it. If you look at the mailbox over there, you know, we put one vertically on that. I love that use for that, especially if you live out in the country on a dark road. Nobody can see where your house is. I love the fact that you can do that now and put that on there. We've got some marker lights around the bottom here. I've got a, right here, we've got a luminary that we put one inside of. You know, great for your jack-o'-lanterns too. You know, decorating at the holidays, it's fantastic. I love the shelves here because when you look at the shelves that we've got here, if you look at all three of these, you're seeing the vases that are there, you're seeing all the plants, you're seeing the colors in them, which you wouldn't be able to do. I don't even know if you could have seen this last year with the lights we had, because these are better LEDs, these are more new LEDs. You're getting the extra 2 in these. And if you look down at the shelf all the way at the bottom, there's actually another plant down there. You wouldn't know it though. It kind of disappears, and that's what your house would look like if you didn't have anything there. Uplighting for your landscaping, you owe it to yourself. If you spend all day out in the hot sun, making sure that your garden, that your shrubs, that everything looks perfect, and you don't light it at night, you are not getting the payback on that, the ROI, the return on that investment that you should be. You can get that with these lights. Again, for the pathways, for the driveways, you know, these are absolutely perfect for those to use as marker lights around your garden beds, you know, anything like that. And then, what about for your patio? What if you've got a plant shelf out there? Maybe you've got a ledge and you want to put some lights and maybe some vases on top of that. You can do that as well. For the staircases, and this is what Guy was kind of talking about a second ago, when you're talking about safety and security, you know, the crooks, thieves, they're not going to go to the house that's lit, okay? You put these out there, it's lit, but for safety-wise as well, don't trip down the stairs. People are going to know where everything is. Where does that walkway end? You're going to be able to tell all of that. Or even if you just want to put it like on your fence post, on your dock, I mean, any place like that. That's what's so cool about these. You can use them so many different ways, Guy, but you're getting the maximum light from these. I mean, that's the only light that I've gone out here in front of me. That's all I've got on. And look how well I'm lit. You know, it's amazing.
Lou, I've started each one of my presentations, which is what I think is the big deal with this, which is maximal effect, minimal effort. Okay, you get so much out of these, and I think Lou agrees with me. And Lou, that's when we were talking about the no-dig edging yesterday. When Danny came outside, I said, Danny, do me a favor. Don't look at it look at it from 20 feet away. You have to see the before and after. And I took all kinds of pictures. And you know what my son said to me? Well, he said kind of, he's like, holy Dad. He's like, you did that. He goes, you did that fast. I'm like, dude, it took me it took me 20 minutes to do that whole thing. This is even less time. This is literally like a minute of just deciding where you want to put them. And then you hit the button and you drop them. Or you stake them into the ground. That's all you need to do. Like I said, and Lou has agreed, I don't need more projects. Lord knows my house needs to be painted. That ain't something I'm doing myself, okay? But this you can do yourself, all right? I can pressure wash my driveway. I can pressure wash my deck. I can do all that stuff thanks to HSN. I never have to worry about lighting, replacing bulbs. I can put these anywhere and everywhere, okay? They're gonna last year after year. They're the best quality lights that we carry. And by the way, do not go to a home store and look for these lights. You're not gonna find them. What you will find, you'll find very, very overpriced solar lights that have a big plate on them. They're hideous to look at, okay? Have you seen some of those, Lou? The solar panel is that big.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of them are spotlights. I get it that you need a larger solar panel, but for your yard, I want kind of mood lighting. I want it to be bright, but I don't need a spotlight on my yard. And you spend $40, $50, $60, $70 for one of those.
Yeah.
We're offering you 10.
No, you're right. And you know what's nice about these is it's kind of the best of both worlds. I mean, you're getting that uplight just like our regular disc lights, but by being able to angle these, being able to aim these, you're getting all the benefits of a spotlight too, where you can aim that light where you want to. And to really appreciate these though, you got to look at these from above. Because when you look down on them and you see how much crazy light comes off of these. I mean, look at the palms of my hands. These are, you could do a palm reading right now just looking at this because so much light comes off of this. They are weather resistant. So you're going to get that great ability to leave these outside in the snow, in the rain. If you leave them in the snow, just dust them off so they can see the sun during the daytime, okay? But they look absolutely spectacular out there. And then one of the things I always tell people is, think outside of the box. Use it as a coaster when company comes over. Put them on the tabletops as centerpieces if you're entertaining outside at night, if you're at a barbecue or something like that. That's part of the fun of these, is that you can use these on furniture, around the pool deck, mount them to the wall above your barbecue if you don't have a light that's working out there. So many different ways to use these. And the amount of light that comes off of these is a really pure white light. Yeah. Look at how great that, I mean, I always use the example of this wall. It's silly. But I'm so totally impressed at how those two lights are lighting that area back up there. I mean, that is almost too bright for the cameras.
Lou, I've got a lot of people on Facebook that are talking about them, right? They're talking about what colors they like. I got Julie. Yeah. Julie said that the last time these were on, she bought a set. She bought them for her hurricane kit for when the power goes out so that she can put them outside, and she's got light outside just by the sun. Yeah, I mean, every little bit counts. I love the fact that, all the Annie is still with us. They're talking about them. Janet's with us online. Shady's still with us. Of course, Anita, who we love. My buddy Rick is online. Everybody's talking about them, and I think it's a common thing, right? When, especially, back to that original point that Julie brought up, you know, when we have a disaster, or we have a hurricane, or we have a storm, and the power goes out, we freak out, right? And it's those of us that have the sense to be like, okay, what's the most important thing I need right now? All right, obviously you need shelter. You're gonna need food, you're gonna need water, and you're gonna need light. And so light is one of the basic things that we always kind of take for granted and that we count on. But sometimes you don't have that. Light gives us so much when you think about it. Obviously, we wouldn't have a planet without light. Obviously, makes things grow. But when you think about it, it allows us to see what's really there, right? It prevents us from tripping over things, right? It helps us to find things that are lost. And it gives us pleasure, right? It genuinely gives us pleasure, warms us up, makes us feel good. I mean, I know when I'm having a rough, you know, if I'm having a rough day, or if I get up in the morning, and my son does this as well. First thing my son does when he gets up at noon or whenever the heck he gets up, he opens up the patio door and he walks out in the sun. And he literally sits there and he goes, oh, right? We love that. Light is everything. Light just makes us feel good. And I love that he does it, because I'm like, okay, this kid gets it, right? He's recharging his batteries. I get it. I love that he appreciates that. And if you've never seen your house lit up at night, then you have no way to appreciate it. You just sit there and you're like, yeah, whatever, it's not important. But realize you're not just doing this for you, you're doing it for your family, your friends. What about your neighbors? What does it say about you if you don't try at all to make your property look beautiful? I mean, why'd you buy a house? You all feel that way, I know you do. Nobody buys a house and says, I don't care what happens to it, right? You do care. And I'm not telling you to spend $500 here, okay? It's $39.95, try it. Okay, I just think if you're on the fence, you really need to kind of go for it. It's so nice to have light when you get home at the end of the day, right? It's so nice to walk out on your deck and see that lighting. I love that shot right there. That's super cool the way they did that. I love that. Yeah. Because they angled that light so it shows, you know, that place where they're sitting. So there's so many options with this, Lou. I'm gonna go through colors again, buddy. Go ahead, and then we got about, excuse me, about 7-8 minutes left. And again, thank you all for bearing with me. I know my voice has been terrible today, but we're hanging in there together. This is bronze. So everybody that orders is gonna get 10 of these. And remember, we went from 8 LEDs up to 10 cob LEDs in there. On the back, that's how you turn it on. You just turn that little switch and then it's on forever. You never have to mess with it again. Remember, with these, you have the ability to angle the light, which is such a great thing. So if you wanna tilt it, that's actually the best shot. I can angle that, so if I want to light something up, you know, that's over here, right here, I just have to tilt it whatever direction I want. They'll still lay flat if you just want to put them on the grass, but it's kind of neat. And even when they're laying on the grass, you can still tilt it a little bit flat, okay? We are giving you the little hooks to mount them, so that's bronze. Come over here with me. This is red. We have it in the black, which is almost like a black titanium color. It's very cool. This is stainless, also very popular. People love the traditional stainless. This is white, which is really nice if you're doing a deck, right, or around a pool. People like the white, okay? And then we have it in green. Green is great if you're doing it out in your landscaping and in the yard, all right? All these tilt. Everybody gets 10. If you get a brand new 8% credit card today, you get them for free, because they're $39.95. We'll give you 40 bucks. You will have to pay some tax. Sorry, I can't do nothing about that, and you do have to pay a little shipping and handling, but still, you'll get them home for less than $10. If you want to do that, FlexPay is only $7.99. You can use any of your credit cards that you would like. We take PayPal as well, but get them home. I have several people buying more than one set. I love all the buzz on our HSN Facebook page about people, because I think, Lou, everybody loves them once they get them, and I think the only question is, where do I want to put them? You know, and that's our question of the day. I know for me, I like them around my deck area. I don't have them out in my lawn. I do have them in where the back of my property, like towards the fence. You've seen that as well, to light that up at night. But man, I sit out on my deck and I admire my landscaping that I've done, my edging, all that stuff. And the only way I can do that is with lighting, and that's what I have.
No, and, you know, and that's 100% correct, because, you know, like I said earlier, you know, if you don't have any lighting outside on your landscape or anything else, you know, you put all that effort and all that money into it, and you're only getting to enjoy it maybe, you know, 8-10 hours a day. Half the day you can't see it, okay? So that's why I say the lighting is just, you know, worth its weight in gold. Man, I couldn't get that out for a second. Now, look at this stuff, guy. This is what you and I were talking about earlier with the trenching and having to bury the wires, and that's what this whole thing is low voltage lighting. You know, they look good and all, but it's a whole lot of work for what you get from it. Or a lot of people at that point, they're like, I'm not doing this, so I'm going to go buy solar lights. Don't get these, okay? Because as you said earlier, Guy, I mean, if you really want to see what your gravel or your mulch looks like, yeah, all day long. These things are fantastic. They're not uplights, okay? You want the uplights. You want this effect when I turn these lights off and you see Bam. Look how much beautiful, usable light that we're getting from each. Look at that, the difference on my shirt. As soon as I picked that up and aimed it toward me, boom. All of a sudden, I'm lit, okay? That's the beauty of these. You get all that impact for very little effort. It's simple to do. It's just one of those projects. You're gonna do it and you're gonna say, why did I wait so long to do this? The first time you sit outside and you look around and you see how amazing your property looks, that's the effect. It does. You know, Guy, when I did it, that's the thing that went through my mind. I was like, what was I thinking? Why did I wait so long to do this? This was easy.
All right. I don't know if you guys can see the counter, but it says 23,795, 6, 7, 8. There's 23,800. We are going to be over 24,000 probably in about 60 seconds. If you want to get them, and you're wondering what all the talk is about, why everybody is so excited, because it's the first time and the best price we've ever done on a brand new pack, a brand new configuration with the new LED lights, okay, with the new added 2 LED lights. You cannot go wrong with these, okay? It's an easy project. I don't even like to call it a project. It's fun. If you want to change the look of your landscaping, all you need to do is add some light. You can put them under a tree, under a bush. You can put them near your mailbox, right? You can put them around your swimming pool. If you've got maybe you've got a park bench outside in your yard, and you're like, let's put a couple out there, just so we can see when we're out there at night. You'll love them. Everybody's talking about them on Facebook. Everybody gets 10 of them in bronze, red. This is the titanium black. This is stainless. Comes in white, and it also comes in green. Okay, so and remember, they can go anywhere. I love them for gardening, but I think they're for me, Lou. They're also really good for like structural stuff. Like I said, like a pool.
Oh, I agree.
If you've got a hot tub, and I love the fact that they're not wired, because a lot of those places you'd think a little bit twice before you would run a wire around a pool. You don't have to worry about that with this.
Yeah, there's a lot of places where you don't want to dig, and with these, you don't have to. That's what makes them so easy. I'll tell you what, in my house, I don't have a lot of landscaping, per se, around the edges of the house, so I just take mine, and I've got them just aimed up at the side of the house. And what it does is it creates this really nice little funnel of light that goes up on the side of the house, and it adds dimension, it adds depth to it, because otherwise, where I live, there's one street light a couple houses up. That's it, okay? It's a black hole, all right? But now when I come home, I'm welcomed. I've got the lights down the driveway. I've got a couple outside that are on some walls we've got out there and along the front of the house, and it just makes it look great, Guy. And honestly, at the end of the day, there's nothing out here that's special except these lights. That's what's making this look so easy, so spectacular.
Yeah, and again, indoors or out. You can see Lou's inside. We just went over 24,000 Lou's inside. You can use these to decorate for holiday. I said before, maybe you have a special event coming up. You know, I talked about Danny going to a wedding last night. Maybe you got a wedding you want to go to. Or maybe you're planning on having a wedding in your family or some kind of a celebration, an anniversary, and you're like, you know what would be great if we kind of highlighted it with some lighting? Get these. It's $39, right? And you don't have to drive anywhere. We'll deliver them right to your door. If you'd like to get them, the item number is 776-445. Mr. Caputo, it's been a pleasure spending the bulk of my afternoon and your entire day.
Thank you, Guy.
With me. Hey, take a break. You're back on, I think, at 8 p.m.
7, maybe 8. Could be 8. 8 o'clock. Sure, why not?
Okay, Lou, I don't even know. Lou, I don't even know what time it is right now, so it doesn't really matter. We'll see you later, buddy. Thanks, Lou. All right. Again, if you want to grab them, they're exclusive here. Let's walk over. I'm trying to figure out. I've got so much stuff to come. I'm going to leave my water. Take a sip. Water's important.